And if you think like these conspiracy theories about child trafficking and children being used as food is fake, God's given me dreams about that are unbelievable. Another dream, I'll never forget it. I'm in a fancy hotel, looks like a Four Seasons in Europe somewhere. I could tell by the architecture. And I'm with my mother-in-law who's since passed. And there was a fire alarm and the building had to be evacuated. And she's in this dream, very, very elderly, and I'm helping her walk, and we're in the lobby on the first floor, and we're coming out, and I look around, I'm the only brown-skinned person. Everybody else was very rich, elite, old money. You could just tell by the way they were dressed. And as I walk out, I remembered, oh no, I left my watch and my wedding band in the room. I gotta run back upstairs and grab them. I can't leave them behind. They're very valuable to me. My watch and my wedding band, which are representations of time and covenant. And as I try to go back into the building, all of a sudden I'm further away from the building that I was originally, and now the roads are blocked and I have to go a roundabout way. As I go and do a roundabout way, I am all of a sudden, and hear this symbol of the train again. It's a boarded up train track. Something like you would see in New York City with like a tunnel, train tunnel. And I go in it, and as I go head towards it, I see a woman and a man dressed in like African garb, like you could tell that they were from Africa, just beautiful, bright colors, and the woman has a head covered, and with them they have a young, skinny, young, I would say maybe 12-year-old boy, and they tell me that in order for me to gain access, I have to pay them. I said, no, this is free. I'm trying to get somewhere. And as I walk, I'm going into this tunnel. It's getting darker and darker, and all of a sudden I see these two Hispanic men with a pulley, and they have boxes, and I'm like, what are these people doing here? And they walk by me, and they're surprised that they're seeing me, and I'm like, people are living here or operating out of here? What's going on? I keep walking, and I see farther ahead of me like a little tiny little beam of light. So I follow the light. As I follow the light, I come upon this place, and what I see is horrendous. I see like, okay, in Jamaica, I grew up with a Jamaican family. When you're making when you take a barrel, you cut it in half, you make a grill, like a homemade grill. And I see these women in there, and I thought, because I grew up with a Jamaican family, oh, it's like a makeshift jerk chicken stand. I'm like, oh, they're serving food. And I look around, and they're busy about preparing, like they're getting ready to open. And I see like there's this large window, and it's boarded up. It's not a window, there's no glass, it's just a cutout. I'm like, oh, they're getting ready to open. They're gonna sell jerk chicken. And I see in the middle of the room this, what looks like a old, made out of iron, furnace, like you would see for like a coal furnace, old black coal furnace. And they say from the ground it came about that high. It was pretty big in the middle of the room, and I could see the fire, and like, like it's smoke being created. And I look, and then all of a sudden, because it's dark in there, I see a door open, and there's light inside that door, that room, a little makeshift room. And as the door opened, it allows light into the rest of the room. And that's when I look, and I see that it's not chicken that is on these makeshift grills. It's children. As big as this to as big as like a 3-year-old. Their eyes have been sewn closed. Their mouths sewn closed. And in their noses, there's something in them. And they're being cooked. And I was horrified. And as I look around, I see coming out of the door where that light was in, this little makeshift door, a little boy. His belly extended, bald, very, very dark skin, like you see in those commercials where they're talking about the children needing food. His t-shirt was white, a white t-shirt, raggedy, very dirty, ripped, and these shorts. He was barefoot. He was very, very dirty. He was beautiful though. And he walks in with this authority, like this, no fear. Walks in, opens the door to the furnace, and walks right in there like he's a child is being used to keep the fire going. Children are being burned to keep the fire going. But this kid walked, and as I go to yell and say, "No, stop," he just smiles at me and closes it behind him. And I wake up. Oh, real quick, before he walked in, the women had taken out the wood off, and who was in line to eat, to order this food, which were children, or all of those elites that had just walked out of that hotel that the fire alarm had gone off on. And this was after me praying to God, like, is this true, what's going on with children being used as commodity? Dream. And it was vivid. These people were like as if you're at a chicken jerk stand ordering food, but they're eating up children or making money off of children.